You guys just do one interview and then other kids do other interviews? And you got to write all this stuff up. That's a pain, I bet.
So, nice and loud.
Today is Friday, October 8th, 2010, and I'm interviewing Dick Beamer. Mr. Beamer is 65 years old. He was born on February 26, 1945. Our names are Blake, Honeycutt, and Max Marseille, and we'll be the interviewers. Mr. Beamer is retired from Southwood Elementary. Mr. Beamer, could you state the recording what war and branch of service you served in?
What grade?
What branch of service you served in?
Air Force, and I was a captain.
What was your rank?
Captain, which is an officer.
Where did you serve?
In Michigan when we were stateside, and then Vietnam during the Vietnam War.
How many years were you in the service?
5.
How did you happen to serve in this war?
Well, I was just finishing college, and there was a draft, which meant that all the guys my age, out of high school or out of college, we're going to have to go be in the military.
You served in the Vietnam War. Where were you living at the time?
I was living in California.
What were you doing before you were drafted or enlisted?
I was having fun. And I was just, like I was saying, I was just getting out of college, and I knew that once I was not in school anymore, I'd either be drafted, which meant I'd have to carry a gun and walk around the ground, or I could join like the Air Force and fly around on an airplane, which would be more interesting for me.
Did anyone else in your family serve in the military?
Not really.
Can you tell me about adapting to military life, physical regimen, barracks, food, social life?
You know, it wasn't bad, because I had been in school, so I know, how to behave and stuff, and I played football, so the physical training part, for the guys that weren't athletes, it was kind of hard for some of them, but for me it was just like football practice. It wasn't too hard.
How did you choose the branch of service you served in?
Well, that's why I got these guys here. When I was a kid, when I was a little older, actually I was in 7th grade when I had a friend that had pigeons, and I went over to his house and saw his pigeons, and I thought they were pretty cool, and they were homing pigeons, and so I got some, and then I've raised them ever since. Well, not all the time, but pretty much ever since. And when I let these guys go and they take off, which we're going to do just in a minute, it looks like they're just having so much fun that I think that's where I got interested in flying. So I decided I'd, try to get in the Air Force and get to fly. So I kind of wanted to learn how to fly. I think we should let them go now. Might as well. It's a good time. You guys help me? You guys, one of you guys open this one, the other guy open this one, and I'll open that one all at the same time. These guys are the youngsters, and I took them, first of all, I took them a mile away from my house, and then 2 miles, and then 5 miles, and now this today would be 10 miles. So they're just getting training, they learn how to get home.
Do one side?
Huh?
One is to do now, or?
So why don't you step to this side so that they'll have a clear shot when they take off. Okay, I'm opening mine. You guys can open yours. Just gotta pull the flap down too. Okay. And a mess. Are they put together? Let's see them.
They took off that one. There they are.
There we go.
Do they just like stay together?
Yeah, when I took them a mile away and 2 miles, they kind of started getting the idea of getting together as a group, and then they help each other, you know, figure out how to get home.
What kind of training did you have?
Well, first it was the basic training that everybody has, you know, like running and doing push-ups and taking all kinds of classes about how to march and how to shoot a gun and basic stuff. And then I went on to navigator training, which is what I was. I was a navigator, which is the guy that tells the pilot how to get from where they take off to where they're going. And I flew this airplane here. You guys, and I printed that off this morning because I didn't have any good pictures of it or anything. You guys keep it if you need it. I don't know if you don't need it, that's fine. It's a, let me hold it over. Okay. That's a B-52, which is a bomber, which is at that time it was the heaviest airplane in the world.
Where did you serve?
In Michigan and Vietnam.
Okay. Action or duties away from the front line?
Well, like I said, I was a navigator on that airplane, and that's all I did ever.
Friendship formed. How did you stay in touch with those back then?
I was married, and I would just write my wife letters.
What did you do for recreation off-duty activities?
Gosh. I don't know. I rode a motorcycle, I guess.
Were you still overseas when the war ended?
No, we had come home already.
Where were you?
I was back in Michigan.
How did you return home?
On Air Force airplane.
Reception by family or community?
Oh, it wasn't any big deal one way or the other.
How hard was it to return to civilian life?
It was great. I was ready to get out. I liked the guys in the military and I liked the flying, but I really didn't want to stay in.
Are you a member on any veteran organization?
Nope.
Or any contact with fellow veterans?
No, I've kind of lost track of them all.
How has being in the military affected your life?
You know, I think it was a good thing. Like, I got to fly, and I still fly. I flew day before yesterday. I got a little airplane, and it was a good thing, kind of like school, as far as it was a good bunch of guys to be around. They were, you know, pretty smart guys, and they were pretty interesting guys. And I learned a lot. It was kind of like going to school. It was a good education, learn about military and learn about flying.
What were your lessons that you learned?
Well, one of them was that the Vietnam War wasn't that popular of a war. By popular, I mean, you know, like a lot of people thought, why are we even over there? And that was hopefully a lesson I learned, is that war is pretty stupid.
Is there anything I forgot to ask you?
Can't think of anything.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.